Hi, I wanted to just make a quick post-op update. I am 7 days post-op, and the love of my life is Dunkin' Donuts decaf coffee. It makes going through this process far less painful. I will share 7 things I wish I had known before having surgery in Mexico. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mare, and I'm so excited that you came to see my vlog today. Today I'm going to be talking about 7 things I wish I had known prior to having surgery in Mexico. So let's get right into it. About 7 days ago, not about, exactly 7 days ago, I had gastric sleeve surgery. And you can Google that if you don't know what it is. And there were 7 things that were not on the pre-op, post-op list, or that I just wasn't aware of. So I wanted to just share those things in hope that they will help somebody else along their journey. I am currently 7 days post-op. As I said before, I'm down 21 pounds, and the results speak for themselves. So number 7 is just mourning the loss of food. I'm not hungry. I'm actually the opposite of hungry, but I do mourn the relationship I had with food. I mourn being able to celebrate properly. I just had my 43rd birthday. Every single birthday that I've ever had that I can remember has been celebrated with food and love and laughter, and this birthday just felt so non-birthday-ish. I can't even explain it because I was on a 2-week pre-op diet that consisted of all liquids, and I couldn't have my birthday dinner, which is what I had looked forward to. So yeah, just knowing that you may mourn food, you may mourn the relationship that you have with food, and that's completely normal. Number 6 is being chronically tired. Now, I personally have always been chronically tired, so I've always taken supplements. But never have I ever been this tired. When I got off the airplane on Tuesday morning, I parked it on my couch and I have not moved. Mind you, today is Friday. I have been I've taken showers or whatever, but other than that, I have not moved. I have physically been unable to move. And that's my truth. I'm tired, boss. And I don't know what part of the surgery is keeping me down. I could only think that maybe my iron is low, or I am experiencing something with my blood. Now, as it relates to my blood, I do have low white blood cells counts, and I have always had that for as long as I can remember. The issue with having low white blood cell count is that you have an issue with clotting, so you can't really clot. Well, that could be the reason why I'm so tired, because I did start my cycle the day of surgery or the day after surgery, I can't remember. And I've always had a very light menstrual cycle because I'm on the Mirena IUD. I'm not on the Mirena IUD for birth control, but purely to control the bleeding from my menstrual cycle. So, yeah, that's all I know so far. I almost forgot number 5. This is editing Maryland. So number 5 thing that I wish I had known prior to having surgery in Mexico is that you will be extremely short of breath. it will almost feel like you have a pressure on your chest. And so I don't know if that comes from the anesthesia or if that just comes from the stress of surgery, but they will give you a little tool to blow into or to suck air to try to strengthen your lungs back after surgery, and you'll have to do that a few times every day. So don't think something's wrong if you have surgery and you're short of breath, because that literally happens to everybody. It's not the most uncomfortable feeling, but it is a little uncomfortable, because if you're not normally a person that's short of breath, you're going to be. So yeah. The number 4 thing I wish I had known is that you will literally have the worst, and I do mean the absolute worst, yeast infection of your life. When I tell you I had the worst yeast infection of my life, I kid you not, I almost ran to the emergency room. But luckily, being a woman of a certain age, I'm very familiar with how to treat those sort of things. So I called my doctor, had a prescription for diflucan called in, and I also had some left over from a previous prescription fill. But it's been a good 5 days that I've been suffering. So when you go to have surgery, be aware that if you don't have probiotics in your system, and even if you do have probiotics in your system, because I'm a firm believer in taking probiotics, honey, that's what I do. Have your yeast infection medicine on hand, because the antibiotics that they put in you will have you messed up in these streets. Number 3 thing I wish I had known before having surgery in Mexico is that you may develop water aversion. Now, I know some of y'all don't drink water anyway, because for whatever reason you don't like the taste of water. Now, that ain't my situation. That's not my story. I love water. I love warm water, hot water, cold water, lukewarm water, ice water. I love water. And when I had my surgery, I tried to take a sip of water out of my cup. Child, my stomach was like, you thought about it. You tried it. Don't do it again. I was in so much pain. I was like, what the heck? So I did it again, because I thought for sure that was just some gas, right? Child, no. The water don't want to be in there, and it don't want it in there anyway. It meaning the stomach. So I've been slowly sipping water. Just a little sip here and a little sip there, which is probably why the yeast infection is lingering so long, because I'm not drinking water. I can drink coffee without a problem. I can drink protein. I can drink electrolytes, but I can't drink water? Are you freaking kidding me? But it's a reality. So I just wanted to because I didn't know that. The number 2 thing I wish I had known before having surgery in Mexico is that you may not be able to stop bleeding. They give you something called blood thinners when you have surgery. And I don't know why, but for some reason, it caused me to have the heaviest, scariest menstrual cycle. I was like, I know I'm not pregnant, so this can't be a miscarriage. What the heck is going on? But they will tell you the blood has to go somewhere. When you have surgery, the blood has to go somewhere. And so you might cough it up. It might come out the other end. TMI, right? But it's gonna go somewhere. And I think that's another reason why I'm so darn tired, because I have had the heaviest menstrual cycle. I'm talking about clots, and I never, ever have clots. My period never lasts more than a day or 2. So this is just something just to be consciously aware of. And if you have those issues, you may want to just make sure you're taking your iron. Yes, I am taking my iron. And I remember going through that when I had my last child. The doctor told me when I had my C-section, he said, we were really struggling to stop the bleeding. So we're going to keep you in the hospital a couple extra days to see if you need a blood transfusion, or to see if your levels can come back on their own. And they did, praise the Lord, come back on their own. But that was the first time I was ever notified that I had a bleeding disorder. And that's probably something I should have told the surgeons in Mexico, because then they probably wouldn't have prescribed me 14 days of blood thinners. And the reason why they prescribe everybody blood thinners is so you don't get blood clots after surgery, which is something that happens to people if they don't have blood thinners. But I, on the other hand, may be an exception to that rule. So, something to be aware of. And last but not least, the number one thing I wish I had known prior to getting surgery in Mexico is that you will be constipated. Who, me? No, you. Everybody in they auntie gonna be constipated. You're gonna be constipated. You're gonna feel like you having a whole baby, male or female, when it's your time to go, if you go. It's been 7 days, y'all. I have not had a BM in 7 days. TMI again, but it's a reality. And yes, I am taking Dulcolax stool softener religiously, but there's nothing. There is nothing. Absolutely nothing but a little bit of gas here and there. And I'm taking Gastric for that, but it's not painful. So, I don't know what to tell you. I have a little bit of a pudge in my stomach. I don't know what that's about. But other than that, I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, I just feel like, is it normal to not have a BM after 7 days? But whatever, you know. The last one was so painful, I don't miss it. Because I've been on this pre-op diet, which is all protein and liquids, and you know, that does not sit well with a lot of people. Like, a lot of people get constipated from too much protein. So at any rate, those are the 7 things I wish I had known prior to having surgery in Mexico. I hope that helped you in making your decision, and I will hopefully come back to you with another update in a couple weeks. But yeah, that's my contribution to the community. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you are, thank you so much for coming back. Until we meet again, may His peace be with you. Bye.